All right. Can you hear me now? Should be able to. Awesome. Is it clear? Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. Well, let's try it with some music then. How about that? Let's do that. All right. Can you still hear me? You need to hear more? Okay. Let's try this. Testing. Check. Check. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Check. 1, 2, 3. Testing. More of my voice. You got it. Okay, so we're kind of maxed out on the voice, but I can turn down the volume of the game. Is that good, Spyrus? How is that? Check, check. Game less. Okay, I'll go just a little bit less there. How is that? Because I still want people to be able to hear the music of the game. Good, bad, ugly. Yes, check, testing, 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 thinking. Okay, testing, testing. If I need to go lower, if I need to go higher, just let me know. You want more voice, okay. So, then I will go just a little bit lower on the desktop audio. Okay, check now. How is that? Check, check. Testing, check. That's good? Golden. Golden. What do you think of the new mic? It's a wireless headset, but it's definitely working better than what we had the other night. So, good times, good times. All right, well, let's go ahead and get rolling then. Let's play with this. Awesome. Hey, G, or Biggs, whatever we're calling you now. Awesome. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing tonight, everybody? We're going to try this again. It's a new day. It's a new day. Tuesday, we had a ton of audio difficulties, but I'm glad to be back. I got a new headset that hopefully is doing a lot more, a lot clearer, doing a lot more work than the last one was. Faulty cables. There were so many problems that I can't even isolate it to one problem. What went wrong on Tuesday night as far as the audio is concerned. But we are so excited to be diving into this tonight. Y'all, tonight's going to be a special night. Tonight we are going to be restarting Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster. I am so excited. This is the one that I've been talking about. This is the one that I have been hyped to get into for the last, how long have we been streaming now? I guess just three games, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3. I've been hyped to get into this one because this is the Final Fantasy that made me it made me fall in love with this entire series. I was how old was I? 8, 9 years old. Oh, what's up? Thank you, dog. Thank you for resubscribing with your Twitch Prime account. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. This is the game that I've been most excited about playing because Final Fantasy IV made me fall in love with Final Fantasy as a series. It also taught me how to read words that were above my grade level at the time. Y'all are going to be like, this is the easiest read game in the world. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I wasn't gifted or whatever. My bad. But I'm so excited to get into this. People ask me, especially in my class, because every semester that I teach my university, my college class, Judeo-Christian Kingship through Final Fantasy 15, which is also what I did my dissertation on. Every time I teach that class, people say, why Final Fantasy 4? Why is that one so special to you? Because I always talk about each Final Fantasy, give it just a couple of minutes. And the thing about Final Fantasy 4, for me, that stands above Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 for sure is this. It introduced a narrative and a story into the video game structure that I had never experienced before. Hey, No Luck, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. And so when Final Fantasy IV hits the scene, I have never played a game with a story like this. Which is pretty cool because the scenario writer for Final Fantasy IV, his name is Yoshitaka Takedo. No, it's Takashi Takedo. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name. Anyway, Takedo was he wanted to be, he was an aspiring actor. And so he had this great theatrical drama background. And then he had worked on a few video games before, and this was the first one that he had written a story for. And so we're going to see a very theatrical Final Fantasy, a very theatrical video game when we get into this game here. And I think you're going to see, especially if you've watched me play through Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 3, you're going to see a significant difference right off the bat when we get into this, because it's next level, y'all. It is melodrama. So if you're not into melodrama, I guess I'm into melodrama. I watch One Tree Hill and all of the teen angst shows. There's some good melodrama in here, y'all. We're going to be, we eating good with this one. But anyway, I am so excited to play this with you. Other reasons why I love this, the music, y'all. This game showed me that video game music could actually be like actual music. It could be music that you listen to. Everything from the overworld theme, the heroic theme, all the way down to the battle theme and some of the more poignant themes. It really taught me the difference between major and minor keys and chords. Back then I was like, oh, there's the happy version of the song, and then this is the sad version of the song. So you're going to hear me talk a little bit about that as well. Folks, the biggest thing that I can say about this game before we dive into it, just humor me for just a little bit longer. The biggest thing I can tell you about this game is that the story itself touched me in such a way that it really has influenced a great deal of my life. Not only did this game set me on a course that would one day lead me to becoming a doctor, getting a doctorate in video games and religion, but it also is something that harkens back to me as like a person who wants to do right. It's formed my morality, my ethics, my standards, and things like that. And so you're going to hear me talk a lot about that. I loved Final Fantasy IV and became a gamer before I ever became a Christian. So some of you know that in addition to being a college instructor or professor, I am also an ordained minister and stuff. And so hence the religion and the video games and all that kind of rolled into one. You're going to hear a little bit more about that in this game from me. So anyway, without further ado, let's begin this story of light and darkness, good and evil. And it really begs this one question that I want us to think about as we play through this game. Can you ever really escape darkness? Okay, with that, let's go ahead and let's dive in together. All right. Y'all, I hope that you're as excited as I am. And we're going to go to new game because we are starting over because the sound was so bad on Tuesday. We ready, chat? I need y'all to be as hyped as I am about this one because this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Let's go. Now, typically in Final Fantasies, we start out far away from airships, but we start with the airship in this one. Love it. Captain, we will arrive at Baron shortly. Very well. The captain seems kinda down. After what we did, who wouldn't be? Orders are orders, but killing innocent people to get the crystals isn't right. Ah, y'all, Cecil is so good. He's such a good protagonist. I love him. Ah, what's up? Thank you, Mr. Blue Llama, for the sub. God, the sound effects and the sword slashes there are brutal on those mages. The Red Wings are supposed to protect people, not harm them. Sounds very Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's enough. But Captain, surely you don't condone what we've done. All of you, listen well. The raid on Mysidia was imperative for Baron's prosperity. The Mysidians know too much about the crystals. Their very possession of one is a threat to Baron. His Majesty ordered we obtain the crystal, and as soldiers of the Royal Air Force, we are sworn to obey. Captain. This is kind of cool because Cecil is already questioning his duty. You know, Captain, monster sighted dead ahead. I think it's really, really interesting to have this, like, wounded, troubled protagonist. Prepare for battle. And you can imagine me as an 8-year-old playing this game. It's like, so good. Of Cecil? You know what? I actually don't know any symbolism for the name Cecil. Are you alright? Hey, Hoven! Thank you for the sub, my dude. Are you alright? We've got more hostiles. Damnation. Thanks for the sub, Hoven. Appreciate you. Azu. The name Red Wings. You know, I don't know. I think that the symbolism of that name is just, you know, their colors are red and they fly. Is everyone okay? All accounted for, sir. Birds? Maybe. We've been encountering more monsters than ever lately. There's no end to them. Could it be some kind of omen? Captain, we are now approaching Baron. Birds. Very well. Prepare for landing. The creators are big NHL fans. Obviously, yeah. That's definitely it. What do you think of this song, the Red Wings music? Ugh. It beats the Super Nintendo bleeps and buzzes. It was nuanced for its time. It's really nice for its time, but... Well done, so the crystal is now ours. The Mysidians put up no resistance. In fact, they were completely defenseless. Is this pity I perceive? Come, Captain, His Majesty awaits. So this guy's named Bagan. If you were in the stream on Tuesday night, we met Bagan and then everything went downhill. So he's the first boss, really. The boss of the audio file. If you'll excuse me, Captain, I must speak to His Majesty in private. Please wait here. There's the king. He's got a nice beard, that king. Your Majesty, I'm afraid Cecil can no longer be trusted. He clearly questions your authority. He does? Your counsel is well heeded, Bagan. Bagan is a dork. If he's the one that cursed my sound in my audio stream the last time, then he's gonna get it. But so long as I obtain the crystal, Cecil's transgressions matter little. Send him in. Yes, Your Majesty. Captain, His Majesty summons you. The Kingdom of Baron hails your return. May I have the crystal? Yes, Your Majesty. We're such a good little servant. Bagel is a jerk. We should call him Bagel. That's a good idea. Hand it over the water crystal. It looks genuine to me, sire. It is beautiful to behold. You are dismissed, Cecil. Some people call him Cecil. I'm more of a Cecil guy. Your Majesty. Yes? Captain, what is it? Your Majesty, forgive me, but what are your intentions regarding the crystals? My men are confused and displeased at their orders. And what of you? Do you question my command? No, I only ask silence. Do not think your treachery has slipped past me. I trusted you, Cecil, but you leave me no choice. I hereby relieve you of command of the Red Wings. Your Majesty. Now I charge you with another duty. Slay the phantom beast that plagues Mist Valley and deliver this bomb into the village of Mist. You leave tomorrow at first light. Your Majesty, I beg you to reconsider. Cecil has done no wrong. Kane, my dude! Kane is Cecil's best friend. Ah, Kane, if you're so concerned about your traitorous friend, you may accompany him. Your Majesty. Now take the ring and be gone. Receive the bomb ring. I like that. It's not pretty ring, it's bomb ring. Your Majesty. And this is where it all went downhill last time, so we're already getting to where... It's good. I'm sorry, Kane. Once we've completed the mission, the king is bound to forgive us both. You'll command the Red Wings again in no time. Get some rest. Leave tomorrow's preparations to me. Doesn't Kane look awesome? Look at that dragon armor he's got on. That's good. He's looking real good right now. And now we can move. All right, let's do this. I've heard rather disturbing rumors regarding the king lately. Me too, buddy. He's a jerk. If you value your life, you'd best put king and country before anything else. Man, that's like some Voldemort stuff. His Majesty is acting very strange lately. Whatever others may say, I trust the king. We hate that guy. I am your captain. Well, not really anymore. Mist Valley is northwest of Baron. With you and our commander, Kane, joining forces, nothing will be able to stop you. What's up, Kane? What's wrong? I'm sorry to have dragged you into this. Don't be. I acted of my own free will. I mastered the dark sword on His Majesty's orders, but it was to protect Baron, not to plunder. You're not to blame. I'm sure the king has his reasons. I envy you, Kane. I envy the path you chose. I suppose I could have attained a higher rank had I become a Dark Knight. My father was a dragoon, but he passed away while I was still young. I felt that I could keep some sort of connection with him if I became a dragoon as well. I didn't mean to bore you with my stories. Anyway, I don't need your concern. The only thing you should be concerned about is slaying that beast tomorrow. I don't want to be the only one pulling his weight. I'll give you as good as you. I'll give as good as you, rest assured. That's more like it. We should get some sleep. We rise early tomorrow. Okay. So, like, we are, what, 5 minutes into this game right now? Do you already see that these characters, just in 5 minutes, are so much more fleshed out than they were in 1, 2, and 3? 1, 2, and 3 was like, hi, we are nameless, we are faceless. Even Final Fantasy 2, where the characters were named, it just was not the same. Man, y'all are gonna see me geek out on this so much. I heard you acquired the crystal from Mysidia. Well, it came at much cost. We, like, we slaughtered every magician in that place. I'm on duty, leave me alone. Alright. Also, listen to this castle bop, y'all. Isn't this good? Rosa became a white mage for you, Cecil, to help you in any way she could. Please don't worry her too much. So you're already in these scenes here, like, discovering that there are people who have jobs. Like, we've got Cecil, the Dark Knight. You can see this right here, Dark Knight, Cecil. And then you've also got Kane, a dragoon, and we've just heard about someone named Rosa. Rosa's a white mage. They're very, very concerned about jobs here. I'm currently studying basic white magic. The 4 levels of cure spells are Cure, Cura, Curaga, and Curaja. Oh, we're very familiar with those. The king is brimming with vigor these days. I find it somewhat out of character. Okay, another thing about this game is that you can search everything. I know that Hoven in the chat is, I've played a game with him before, and he loves to search every corner of every room that we go into. Hoven, that was a tribute to you. And now we're in the Black Magic Research Lab. Sleep! Haha, sweet dreams, pal. Hey, was it? Do we say that? Was it? You're not sleepy at all? Oh, heck. What did I do wrong? We're diligently working to develop more spells for actual combat. Yeah, it is. Basic spells like Fire and Blizzard aren't powerful enough to defeat many monsters, but I do seem to remember hearing about more potent spells. Alright. Daisy, Daisy. What's up, dude? You are free to take the items from the storage room to help you on your mission. Those are a bunch of VVs. 480 gil. Ether. Tent. Oh my gosh, y'all, we got a tent. One of the best parts about this game is that they actually give you save points. Places that you can rest and recoup your energy. Y'all, look at this castle. Isn't that cool looking? Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's just light years beyond. They did cheap out on the castle treasure. That's because the goods are in this room. Baron's sacred treasures rest behind this wall, but access to that chamber is forbidden. But I'm a dark knight, baby. Who's this guy? We have to pull another all-nighter today. I'm so tired. Oh, don't tell the boss I was grousing. Grousing? Huh. Have you seen Sid? He ordered us to service the airships, then just up and disappeared. Sid! Verboten. I think something's troubling him. This tower is off limits. Says who? I am the Dark Knight over here. Call me Batman. Let's see. Grousing, yeah, see? That's what we're talking about. Just imagine little 8-year-old Wade. Cecil! Well, hello. Thank goodness you're all right. I was so worried. This is Rosa, everybody. You left on such short notice. We're fine. I wish I could say the same for the Massidians we slaughtered. Oh. Cecil. I'll come see you later, okay? Very well. God, Rosa's sprite model is looking so good. Gosh, she's had the glow up of the century. We thought Vivi in Final Fantasy 1 had a glow up, but Rosa's looking good. We've locked up the Massidian mages who opposed us, sir. You can talk to them through the bars. Oh gosh, not only did we slaughter them, we took them captive? I forgot that. Hey dude, you won't get away with this. You hear me? I do not expect you to spare us, but please return the crystal to Massidia. You idiots don't know anything. The crystal isn't just any old jewel. Grouses, complain, and grumble, yeah. See, this is an educational podcast. Or Twitch stream. Y'all, I mean, let's just not lose the fact that 8-year-old Wade, Prof Noctis, that's my real name, I guess. When I'm 8 years old, I'm playing this game, and the very first scene is the murder and slaughter of an entire town of mages. And I'm like, you know what? I'm in. This is my kind of game. Ho ho, there's Sid. Well, 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 look who's back. Rosa was worried sick about you. Oh my god. The water graphics are looking so clean, aren't they? Don't you ever do that to her again. You hear? So how are my airships? I'll bet you and your goons wrecked them up something awful. Hey, what's the matter with you, kiddo? Well, what, the king demoted you? What about the Red Wings? They'll be a mess without you. Come to think of it, the king's been acting peculiar for some time. His Majesty ordered me to build an airship for killing people. Y'all. That's a little hyperbolic, isn't it? His Majesty ordered me to build an airship for killing people. Everyone's worried about him. Anywho, be careful out there. Anywho. Make short work of that mission and get back safe. Whoa, I have to start heading home. My daughter will kill me if I'm not back soon. Man, Sid's model is looking good too. Let's check this out real quick. Maybe this is the infirmary? Any road. Yeah, that's a good Final Fantasy. So, how do I talk to this guy? Well, this feels weird. Just hop in bed with the guy? Ow, my arm's broken. Okay. I hate any road so much. Final Fantasy 14 trivia there. We'll just eat and laugh and try to forget about Massidia. Gah! So much for the Red Wings' honor. I still can't believe what we did. So these are my people. These are like the barracks, I guess. Captain. Oh, they're all like... This is crazy. They're all like coping with the fact that they just murdered innocent people. God, this game is dark. You know what? Any road doesn't really bother me either, Spyrus. I think it's funny. It's kind of sweet. All right, to the tower. All right, who we got? I've changed your sheets, sir. I hear you depart early tomorrow morning. Good night. Bye, girl. Rest? Yeah. Y'all, I am just shocked at this soundtrack and... do you hear the clock in the background? What's happened to the king? He covets the crystals as though he's possessed, and it seems he'll resort to any means to get them. Nevertheless, I can't defy him. How could I cross the man who raised Cain and me like his very own? The chivalrous knight whom I've adored and admired since childhood? I will not betray him. I can't. Cecil. Rosa. Oh, he turned his back on her. What's going on? You just returned from Mysidia, and now you must journey afar to battle some phantom beast? It's all so sudden. Everything's fine. Cecil, look at me. Y'all, this is called The Theme of Love. And this is one of the most beautiful songs in Final Fantasy. It's so good. In Mysidia, we killed innocent people to steal their crystal. It was horrible. But I suppose this is my fate as a dark knight. Soon I won't even feel remorse for my actions. You and I both know that'll never happen. Still, I can't defy the king. I'm a hopeless coward. The Cecil I know would never whimper like this. The Cecil I love. You leave for Mist early tomorrow, right? Yes, but don't worry, Kane's coming too. I'll be fine. Trust me. Please come back to me in one piece. Oh, thank you, Rosa. Though as a dark knight, you know we can never truly be together. Oh, you know, I never really thought that. As a dark knight, he can't be with a white mage, someone that dabbles in the dark arts, and someone that deals with white magic. I've never thought about that. Oh, God, that song, y'all, that is beautiful. Y'all, here we go. So, are you ready for some real combat? Always. Lead the way. Woo, y'all. Here we go. Oh my God. And so the Dark Knight Cecil was stripped of his command as captain of the Red Wings. He and the Master Dragoon, Cain, head for the Foggy Valley and the village of Mist. The advent of the airship marked the realization of Baron's dreams, but also the birth of its materialism. With its Royal Air Force, the Red Wings, Baron soon reigned supreme. Now, as monsters multiply and stir unrest, Baron only exploits its power to collect the world's crystals. Why? Y'all, look at this art. This is so good. The crystals merely shed their light in silence. God, it's just so beautiful. Really, the theme of love is Japanese music curriculum for 6th graders? I had no idea. That's really cool. It's beautiful. It's stunning. Oh, and Spyrus, are there caste systems with jobs? Yeah, we'll get into a battle in a second, and I'll talk to you about it. Y'all, the main theme. Ah. Y'all, listen to this. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, let's try to get that, Y'all, listen to this. Oh, the enemies attack. Oh, it's not just turn-based here. So, there are jobs, but you cannot change the jobs. In this game, because narrative takes such a, like, foremost, part of the action. Oh man, that's so good. That song. Because the, that trumpet flourish was out of this world. It was so good. So in this game, because the story takes a front and center focus, the characters you can't change their jobs because their story is so intrinsically tied to that job. So anyway, I think that's part of the reason why I don't like job systems, because I love for the story to be like integrated into it. Let's go to this town. The town of Baron. Oh, listen to this instrumentation. Do you hear this? Y'all, I'm freaking out. This is so good. You wish to go to Mist Valley? Then you must head to the cavern northwest of Baron. Harpsichord. Yeah, my bad. Stay away from Mist. Leave the village alone or something bad will happen. I know it. Okay. The door is locked, but I want armor. I guess I'm a knight. I have armor. We really are turning it into a music appreciation stream. Oh my god. You know what? I'm for it. Okay, so God, this part is so good. Like, I just remember every note of the original version of this song, and like, oh my gosh, they've changed it. Oh, I didn't say an instrument. Okay. Dancers wanted. Looking for limber, talented dancers. Interested parties apply within. The management. Bruh, if I could change my job from Dark Knight to dancer, I would do it. Hey, are you a bad guy? You sure look like one. Look, you little brat. I will throw you against the wall like I did the Massidians. Sir Cecil of the Red Wings? I haven't done anything wrong. I'm a good citizen. I pay my taxes. Okay, awesome. Oh, I found their secret stash. This chest contained dwarven bread, tent, and eye drops. All the necessities. We're gonna rob this guy blind. Hey, my dude. You pay? But you're a Dark Knight. I can't take money from someone of your status. That's right. Don't forget it. This song is so good. The king is gravely mistaken in ordering his men to master the dark sword. Well, but we're so good at it. This door is locked. Man, there's a lot of locked doors. It's in here. Town of Baron, Devil's Road. The Devil's Road leads to Mysidia, but has remained closed since the Mysidia sealed their end. Yeah, I bet it has. Baron once actively traded with Mysidia via this path, but it is no longer in use. Go downstairs to the training room. Okay. Training room. Hello, everyone. If your inventory gets full, talk to Fat Chocobo. Okay, this is just the tutorial area. Being too reckless in battle can cost you your life. Okay, we can flee battle. We know this stuff. I'm not gonna. The man next to you is Naming Way. Talk to him if you want to change your name. Oh man, so yeah, you can change your party members' names to people you know, like Fisher and Daisy, for example, my dogs. But You know what? I'm a purist when it comes to Final Fantasy 4 and 6. We're not changing their names, y'all. We're getting a pure, unfiltered version, undiluted version of this game. Caverns contain save points. Thank God. Oh my God. Praise. Because that was the worst part of 1, 2, and 3. Quick decisions in battle. Yeah, we got that. So one thing about the battle system in this game is that it uses what's called the active time battle system, which means that the battle is going to continue going even if you don't act. So your enemies can attack you while you're still preparing. It's a little bit more dynamic, a lot harder. Hey, I found a potion. Nice. But it makes for really exciting battles too. Oh, Rosa's house. We love Rosa. Though we can't be together. Ow, ow, ow. You Rosa's mom? Yep. I hear the king and you boys are up to no good these days. Whatever it is you're all doing, keep Rosa out of it, you hear? I mean, that's one way of saying it, right? You're up to no good. We slaughtered a town of mages. I would call that no good. Okay. Hey, little boy. Just thinking about Dark Nights gives me the heebie-jeebies, but they're still pretty cool. Yeah, the water is looking pretty fresh. I love that. Get out of the way, little boy. I need to go up these stairs. I'm gonna murder this little boy. Sorry, I guess I've got murder on the mind because of, you know, what we just did to that city. Okay, hello, lady. No, I didn't spread any rumors about the king, really. Say, I'll show you something neat if you promise not to get me in trouble. Oh my God, she threw off her clothes. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was crazy. We just got like a striptease. I'll tell you that, she never... Oh, found a tent. She never took her clothes off in the original game. She just was always dressed in that ladder costume. That's crazy. This game, rated M for mature. Let's talk to this old lady over here. I'm a big fan of this song. This is good. That door on the far west side of town leads to an old waterway that goes right up to the castle, but it's been locked for years. Well, doors are made to be opened. We'll find a key. I'm out here looting and pillaging. Sid's house. Cecil, can you tell my father to stop pulling all-nighters? Girl. Tiredness makes him so confrontational. He won't even listen to me anymore. What's more, he's been arguing a lot with the townspeople because they badmouth the king and the soldiers. He's trying to stick up for you and Kane, you know. Oh, speaking of Kane, there he is. Look at Kane. God, he looks so good. Look at that guy, that dragon helmet. This is how I first learned what a dragoon was. Birds of the world. The history of shipbuilding. Okay, so he's real big into birds and flying things. Principles of buoyancy. I'm pretty confident at 8 years old. This is where I learned the word buoyancy, by the way. I did build it. I built a new engine. Okay. Well, shall we go to Mist? Shall we go to the story? Oh, wait. Gotta buy some items, right? Excuse me. If you're journeying far, you mustn't forget to take potions, antidotes, and tents. I got it, girl. Welcome. What can I do for you? I feel like we need some Phoenix Downs because I feel like we're gonna get hurt. Antidotes and lots of potions. All right, that's good. Big Sid appreciation stream. I don't know if I've said it. Ooh, found a potion. Don't know if I've said it. Final Fantasy IV Sid is my favorite Sid. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Ooh, let's fight something. I want to hear that banging battle music. So Dragoons in this game can jump. Darkness. In the original Super Nintendo version, this darkness attack, I do not remember it being in the game. It might have been a Japanese-only thing. It was in later iterations, but not the Super Nintendo one, in my recollection. But again, it's been a minute. Ooh, look at the floating eyeball. Let's jump on him. Ooh, man, Cecil's so strong. Yeah, we don't really know Sid right now. He's just sleeping and the airship guy, but oh. It's our Chocobo friends. So in this game, it introduces the first white Chocobo. White Chocobo gotcha. When you pet the white Chocobo, he heals your MP. And then the yellow Chocobo is, you know. Oh, nice. Nice with the horns here. That's good. This is a great version of the song. Oh, this is so good. So what do you think, chat? Should we fight a little bit more around here, see what kind of monsters there are? Or should we go on to the Mist Cave? Oh, the Chocobos can go across rivers. I don't remember that. It's a good one. Hey, Senorita. This is a great version of this song, y'all. Oh, I love it. To the cave. Y'all, this is a ballin' version of that song. To the cave. Oh, the first dungeon theme. Yeah, Llama, this is turning into a music appreciation theme. Or stream. Oh, snap! When I use that darkness, it uses my HP. Crap, we are not going to use that anymore then. That was a bad choice on my part. I'm telling you, there's not a bad song in this game. I love it so much. I used to be so nervous about hitting them with the jump attack. Just because, you know, they've got needles on them. It felt like it would hurt me, but it didn't. Got a tent. Turn back. What? Who's there? Yes, they do. They do, dog. God, I love this battle theme so much. I feel like a little kid again. It's like I'm just hanging out with my friends. It's been so long since I've seen Cecil and Kane. Ah, I love them. Obtained a potion. Y'all, the amount of time when I was a kid that I would just try to like figure out every pixel of this game. Try to like jump off of things. And you couldn't do that in a Super Nintendo era game, I guess, but stinking love it. Sword rat. Man, we have loaded up on tents. They do. Dragoons, they are pretty agile, but the thing with them, I always make Kane jump, because it kind of does like something like 1.25 or 1.5 damage, but it does get him off the screen, so Cecil will then take all of the damage. I stinking love Cecil and Kane, y'all. Two of my favorite protagonists. Leave at once. Could that be the Phantom Beast of Mist Valley? Oh wait, how do I get that? Knights of Baron. Who are you? Leave now or suffer the consequences. Show yourself. You choose to ignore my warnings? Yeah, we are. I gotta go get that treasure chest. I'm a greedy boy. I'm a greedy knight. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 da, ba. Ba, da, 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 da. Okay, down we go. Okay, gotta go up here. Ah, back attack. So, in this... So in this game, the rows that you're on matter, and you can all, like, change your row together in one turn, which is kind of nice. When you have casters in the party, and you're back attacked like this, the mages will take more damage because they're in the front lines, and so you gotta like burn a turn to do that. Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. Eye drops. Well, that wasn't really worth it, but that's fine. It is kind of like I get a new game, so let's all like hang out and play together. Ah, so good. Insectus. Okay, let's, here we go. Knights of Baron, who are you? Leave now or suffer the consequences. Show yourself. Choose to ignore my warnings? Yes. We have to get to Mist. We're not turning back. So be it. The Mist is gathering. Good Mist effect, game. That was good. Boss battle theme, y'all. Oh my god. That's a good version. Oh man. The dragon turned into mist. So, funny story. You shouldn't attack the dragon when she turns into mist. I did anyway, but attacking the mist is futile. The mist will retaliate if attacked. Attack when the dragon appears. It's pretty smart that they do a boss like this. And it's like the first one you fight, so it's teaching you some basic mechanics of defense. As a kid, I didn't really care. I just fought right through this. Attack now! Weak. Ow. Let's go. Oh, I love that part. That's a good part. Heck yeah, we got him. First boss done, baby. Very nice. Let's mosey. Let's look at the world for a second. Oh man, look at that. That's awesome. Okay. Village of Mist. Here we go, y'all. The ring is glowing. Oh no. What the? This is why he sent us here? We've destroyed the entire village. That's 2 in 2 days, y'all. Why would he make us do this? No, mommy! Oh, y'all. My mom's dragon died, and because of that, my mom died too. What? I've heard of people with the power to call forth monsters. Summoners, they're called. And we're responsible for killing her mother by killing that dragon. You killed my mom's dragon? We didn't know that would happen. So that was the king's plan, to annihilate every summoner in this village? That can't be. I'm afraid it's true. I'm also afraid we're gonna have to get rid of the girl. Oh my god, Cain. What? That's what the king would expect. It's her or us. But she's just a child. You intend to defy the king? I refuse to carry out any more slaughter in the king's name. I knew you'd say that. Don't worry. I'm on your side. You are? I owe the king so much, but I can't disgrace the dragoons. So you'll join me? Yes, but we'll need the support of other nations if we're going to oppose the mightiest kingdom in the land. We have to get Rosa out of Baron. Thank you, Cain. Save it. This isn't for your sake. Alright. This place is dangerous. We better get going. What about the girl? We can't leave her. We'll have to take her with us. It's alright. We won't hurt you, but you're going to have to come with us, okay? No! Come on. We have to go now. No, go away. Wait. I hate you. You killed my mom. Y'all. We're not gonna attack the girl. We're not gonna attack the girl. Oh, she's gonna attack us. Oh, dang. Earthquake. Oh my gosh. How cool is it that, like, in a battle, it changes the topography of the entire map? Isn't that cool? Ugh, this game's so good. She's safe, thank goodness. Cain? Cain? I have to get her out of here. Hey, Daisy! Thank you for the cheer. I have to get her out of here. Cain, I pray that you're alive. What's up, Daisy? We're playing one of my favorites, Final Fantasy IV. Wasn't that impressive, Spyrus? Isn't that incredible? Ah, oh, y'all. I just so love this game so much. It makes me so happy. So now we're in the vast desert. Oh, all by ourselves, too. Hey, don't speak ill of the dead. She is a lot more powerful of a summoner than her mom, though. Y'all, I mean, her mom's dragon was doing, like, no damage, dog. You're absolutely right. Yeah. With one attack. Like, she summoned, like, Titan, Goliath, and attacked us. Oh my gosh. Alright, next town. Yeah, so, you know, let's recap what's happened just real quick. Like, so Cecil, having these misgivings about the kingdom that he serves, he goes on this mission with his best friend Cain. They go in and they are tricked basically by their king of unleashing fire and burning up the entire town of summoners. And they end up killing this girl's mom in the process. And then she creates an earthquake, and now you're stuck with her, kind of her body and stuff. So that's where we are. Sounds good, Daisy. Glad you're in. Capo, Oasis of the Desert. I have to find her a place to rest. Welcome. Oh, she looks very pale. Is she all right? Get her to a bed, quickly. She can rest here free of charge. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bomb ring could be pretty dope. I mean, bomb doesn't have to be like an explosive. It could be an adjective, right? Lame joke. Okay, Cecil. Hey, are you all right? Oh, this is what we call the cold shoulder, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cecil. What's yours? I'm so sorry about your mother. I understand if you can't forgive me. Womp womp. Will you at least let me protect you? I mean, bruh, you killed her mom. Give her time. Oh. That's so sad. I mean, that is true. Did they think it was for decoration? That's true. Sorry, my dog's tail keeps on getting into the camera. Hey, Fisher, go. Go. Go lay down. All right, let's go. Cecil, I finally found you. Wait. I'm here on the king's orders. All summoners from Mist must be annihilated. Hand over the girl now. Not a chance. Then you shall die. We'll see about that. God, I love Cecil. We'll see about that. Oh my god, it's a boss battle. Oh man, he's weak. As a kid, I always tried to beat the general before the Baron soldiers. Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, this boss battle music is so good. God, it's so good. What's up, Fitz? Good to see you. I responded to you, but I didn't realize it was you. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this guy, since he keeps ordering him to hit me. Ha! Oh, look at this coward. Coward. Don't mess with Cecil. God, every song in this game is so good. Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about me. I won't let anyone hurt you. Promise? I promise. Oh. I'm Rydia. Rydia? Summoner Rydia has joined the party. And y'all, that's a good find, because that little girl wiped me out earlier. So now she's on my team. Dream team. Rydia. When I first met her as a 8-year-old, I pronounced her name Rita because I couldn't imagine that anyone's name was Rydia. So my dad and I settled on Rita. All set. Oh, look at her model. It's so good. Let's see her artwork. Oh, look at her. She's so little. Sweet little girl. Don't you just want to protect her? Oh my god. Y'all, I know I keep saying it, but it's like I'm back with all my little friends. Cecil and Rydia and Kane. I can't believe that Anna ran away. She and her father, Sage Tella, are very close. Sage! We know what Sage is from Final Fantasy III. Yeah, her health is pretty awful. 30? Oh god. I gotta protect her. Quench your thirst with Capo Punch. What did I... Oh, Rita. Yeah. I'm a traveling scholar. I want to go to Fable, which lies east of Damcyan, to do a little research. Okay, those are important places. Fable, or Fabul, as some call it. I call it Fable. And then Damcyan. We'll visit there in a little bit. But some old man in the water cavern won't let me through. I want to go to the Antlion Cave east of Damcyan because there's untold riches inside. Too bad only the royals are allowed there. Awesome, Fitz. Glad that you're here. Well, hello. We rarely have visitors these days, what with all the monsters running around. All right. Well, Fitz, we have done a lot. Ha! It's fun playing this game after doing a D&D campaign because it makes me understand the battle system so much more. I'm one of those like backdoor kind of guys that went into D&D after playing these games. I heard some damsel from Baron was found passed out on the outskirts of town. She was taken to someone's house to recover. What? If you're going to travel with that little girl, I recommend moving her to the back row. That's a weird thing to say in real life. If you're traveling with that little girl, back row. I guess that's kind of like the same as like when you drive, put kids in the back seat. The castle up north is Damsian Castle, which rules over this entire desert. I hear the Prince of Damsian is a delicate beauty with an exquisite voice. Hello. We found a girl from Baron lying unconscious just outside of town. The poor thing's come down with desert fever. She just keeps muttering the name Cecil over and over. Any guesses on who this girl is? I'll give you one guess. Who's the girl from Baron? 3, 2. You nailed it. Rosa. Rosa. She's sick. Cecil. Cecil, don't die on me. Cecil, don't die on me. To cure desert fever, you need a rare jewel called the Sand Ruby, found only in a cave where an antlion dwells. Sand Ruby, the cure for desert fever. How amazing that on the shelf, on the bookshelf, is a book about the cure for what this girl has. I love that. They really learned their lessons from Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, where they were like, what are we doing again? Final Fantasy 4 makes it perfectly clear. Well, let's talk to this girl. I want to go to Damsian to become a dancer, but the water cavern is filled with monsters. I've been practicing, though. Check out these moves. Shall we watch her dance, chat? Are we going to watch her dance? Feels like a good thing. Yes or no? Yeah, let's do it. Oh my god, the leg in the air. Oh, that is a dynamic dance. Well, I hope y'all are satisfied. That was good. That was a good time right there. I guess we should buy the little girl some clothes, right? There's naming way. Welcome, what can I do for you? Well, we're gonna buy... Oh, she already has some good clothes, so we're good. Cool. Very impressive dancing. When I play in the swimming pool and stuff, that's how I dance too. The water cavern is in the northeast, but it's dangerous. There have been sightings of 8 water serpents recently. Ooh. Hello. This is Capo, a desert oasis of Damsian. We know, we've been here for a little bit. Oh, we gotta talk to that woman. Oh, how do we get there? Anna fell deeply in love with someone, but she left Capo because Sage Tella didn't approve. Okay, Sage Tella, father of Anna, she fell in love with someone. Do y'all pick up that melodrama? Do you pick up on the melodrama here? It's very impressive to be able to swim like that and not drown. Did any of you watch synchronized swimming in the Olympics? They do that all the time. And whenever I see that in the Olympics, I think, oh, Final Fantasy IV. Ooh, staff or rod? Cast magic arrow when used in battle, and then that is used to detoxify. We'll go ahead and buy that just in case we get poisoned. We could also give her a bow and arrow. What do you think, chat? Bow and arrow or staff? Or rod? I guess we could just buy the whole lot of them, right? Look how cute her sprite is. Oh. Let's do it. Let's buy some arrows. Oh man, these arrows are expensive. We'll buy 3 arrows. Use them wisely, jeez. For the good shepherd fit. You're right. Alright, let's go. We gotta go save my girlfriend. Let's see what this girl's made of. Take her into battle. Skiing with rifles. That is pretty awesome. Let's summon a Chocobo. Killing butterflies. Chocobo kick! I love that. That's awesome. That's strong. So what if we use the rod on this guy? Magic arrow? It didn't work. Ow. She's out of magic. Okay, she leveled up and learned some magic. Blizzard, Cure, and Sight. That's awesome. She gained 4 levels. Iridia's growing up before our very eyes, kids. I guess let's level her up a little bit, and then maybe we'll go to this cave. I think that's one of the coolest things, dog, when you see skiers with rifles on their backs. That's really funny. Dang, magic arrow. Get it, girl. Shepherd's rifle. That's pretty cool. Iridia learned thunder. Level 5. Let's go. Well, let's keep leveling. I love how quickly she's leveling. I am probably going to have to... Yeah. We could use a tent. Goblins. The rod is pretty weak, isn't it? I know, Fitz. Oh, God. It's funny because, like, in my mind, I always think of this as Final Fantasy II. It's not. It's Final Fantasy IV, but for the Super Nintendo, it was Final Fantasy II, so... Let's see, it's tent time, how about? What a pleasant little song. I love that. That's really fresh. Let's save. Hey everybody, how's the audio doing? Is it still clear? I think I'm a little like PTSD. Okay, awesome. This chest contained a potion and a maiden's kiss. Preemptive strike. This is also the game that taught me the word preemptive. Awesome. Love that. Y'all, Magic Arrow, it might have been in the original game, but I do not remember it. Yeah, and I don't have that big honking microphone right in front of my face. Hey, Fisher, move, buddy. Fisher wants to be a streamer. This is clearly not working. Okay, new tactic. And he runs away like a coward. Okay, let's go. This is a great dungeon theme. They really are. Hey, Spyrus has been streaming some cool things. What it's called, Legend of Grimrock? Oh, let's see what thunder looks like. Let's do it. Iridia, my little magician over here. Legend of Grimrock. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Y'all, I love this battle theme so much. It's so good. Senorita, how are you hanging in there? I know that there's a lot of melodrama in this. Has it tugged on your heartstrings? The little girl's whole village got taken away and now she's orphaned. Now Cecil's her surrogate dad. Or, like, substitute dad, not surrogate dad. Just checking in. Jump scared by spiders a lot, yeah. Hey, old man. I mean, yes. Could that be? It is that dark sword. Dark Knight, I need your assistance. What's wrong? I must get to Damsian to rescue my daughter. She was deceived by a wicked bard. By a wicked bard. I love that. We must hurry, for I sense an ill omen. You must be Sage Tella. Indeed I am. That girl, she's a summoner. Perfect. She can help too. A giant monster lurks in the lake ahead. That devil even withstands magic. We can defeat it if we work together, and then I can finally be on my way. We need to reach Damsian as well. Then let us make haste. Tella. Y'all, I love Tella. He's a crazy old man. Look at that image there. Isn't that cool? God, that guy. Let's give Rydia a staff and see what she can do. And let's give him... Oh, man, he has no armor on. Do we keep Tella? He's a keeper in my book. Oh, we going for that treasure chest over there. Oh, we are definitely going for that treasure chest. Look at that Tella. Look at those glasses over there. Ooh. Rydia's magic repertoire. Oh, this is Tella. Excuse me. Tella's got some good magic. Tella! Love that guy. He's really powerful as far as magic is concerned. Oh, Tella. Dang, he's a powerhouse, isn't he? Murdering fools. An iron armlet. Let's give that to Tella. Yeah. Zap, zap. So we've met 5 characters at this point. Cecil, Tella, Rydia, Rosa, and Kane. Who's your favorite so far? What do you like about them? We'll let the little girl lead the way here. Thanks, dog. Have a good night. Rydia does have cool attacks. Really a big fan of hers. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. See, my casters are in the front row, and they were getting hurt. I also like how in this game they separate out white magic and black magic so that you don't have to like go through and find the exact thing. Cecil, because he is a hardworking single dad. Love that guy. These are zombies, so they should be wounded by cure. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, girl dad. Cecil is one of my favorite characters in all of Final Fantasy. Hence why in all of the MMOs from World of Warcraft on, I've always named them Cecil, Locke. Locke is one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy VI, but Cecil Locke. Do not bite Rydia. No, don't cure them. Oops. Oh, well, cure us. That's good. What does recall do? What's... Oh, thunder. Rydia learned poison. Man, she's learning so many. So one interesting thing about the battle system here versus former Final Fantasies that we've played, is in this system, you don't have to go and buy spells from the magic shop. They just learn them, which is, I think, really cool. We love having a child that can slip poison in the enemy's drinks, right? Oh, gotta get that, gotta get that. That's a song, right? Black Eyed Peas? Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Dang, Rydia and Tella, they are like powerhouses. Got an ether, we're gonna need it. Also remember that it took us so long to get ethers in the early Final Fantasies, and they're just giving them to us all over the place. I love that. Oh, no you don't. Heck yeah. Rydia leveled up again. She went from level 1 to level 11 so fast. We love it. Oh, this is a save point, y'all. We'll rest here. This magic field repels all monsters. Thank God. You can save and use a tent or a cottage here. Yeah. Hey, Hayutes, what's going on? Happy Thursday. We are playing Final Fantasy IV, one of my favorite Final Fantasies, the one that made me fall in love with Final Fantasy in the first place. So you're in for a good night tonight. Let's use my tent to rest and prepare for the upcoming battle. You got it, Tella. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, y'all, this is good. Foreshadowing of Final Fantasy 15 campfire scene. Where's Prompto? Let's see our pictures from the day. The pictures of this day would be the worst because Prompto would be like, hey, Rydia, remember when your mom died? Here's a picture of that moment. That would be the worst. Okay, the girl is asleep already. She must have been exhausted. Who is she? A summoner from the village of Mist. She holds great potential. With proper training, she'll be able to master many spells. Look at her. So sweet and innocent. She reminds me of Anna at that age. Who's Anna? My daughter. She eloped with a bard to Damcian because I didn't consent to their union. Y'all, what a classic Romeo-Juliet story, right? Tell me, what business have you in Damcian? A friend of mine's been struck down by desert fever. Ah, so you seek the sand ruby. It won't be easy to obtain. But first, there's the small matter of a vicious monster that needs taken care of. A frightful creature it is, with 8 enormous tentacles. We must kill it and reach Damcian. That's what we call an octopus, sir. Before it's too late. Too late for what? I don't know. I only pray my instincts are wrong. Tell, protective dad. Girl dads. This is the story of girl dads. All set. Let's go ahead and save. I never realized the connection between Cecil taking care of Rydia and Tella wanting to take care of his daughter Anna. An ice rod? Heck yeah. That's funny. Ba 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 ba. Dum 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 dum. Well, Fitz, he's just an old-fashioned man, you know? And because of our love for Rosa and our determination to save her, we're going to help this old man because he just aligns momentarily with our goals. But maybe Cecil will be like, you know what? As the new father of a girl myself, I understand what you're doing, Stella. I support it. Red Moose. Remember in the old days when we used to run away from all flan and jellies? Not anymore. Not with these two. Fire looks good in this game. That's good. $580 gil. Bomb fragment. Well, we've seen enough bombs. Shameful running. Everybody, if you're just joining us, let me do a little bit of a recap in what we're doing. Cecil, the Dark Knight, started out this game by slaughtering an entire village. He felt guilty over it. He and his friend Kane were sent by the king of Baron to go toward a new village. He arrives in the village, and a package that he was delivering ended up killing everyone in the town, or burning up the town, and this little girl is all that's left. Also, we incidentally killed her mother. So we've been traveling with her, and we won her love and respect, and now we have befriended this old man who's concerned about his daughter running away with some wicked bard. Hey, Uber Dan, what's going on, my friend? Hello. I'm glad you're here, Dan. I'm glad. I just recapped the story. Long story short, we are trying to get through this cave to save Cecil's girlfriend with his new orphaned daughter. And this old man that's an overly concerned parents. An overly concerned father. That's basically it. Cecil's the Dark Knight. He's done some bad stuff, dude. He's already slaughtered 2 towns, so... And he feels bad about it. So just already, we realize that there is more character development in this game. Oh my gosh, these guys are like curing themselves like crazy. Let's just attack, I guess. They seem to cure themselves with every magic attack, so... Ah! Boo, water bugs. Rydia learned warp. Respect it, Cecil, you know? Respect it. What I love in this game, even right now... Oh, wow, look at that! So you can see in this cavern, like, all of these underground landscapes. That's really awesome. In the original game, you could see kind of what that was, but I never made out that it was rivers and trees and stuff, underground rivers. That's cool. Hey, Uberdan, have you ever played or seen Final Fantasy IV before? Oh, God. I know that there are 2 parts in this game that every time I see them, like, I just have to stop, and we will probably have a bit of prayer and meditation. This is actual 4. There's only 2 in quotation Final Fantasies, and that's 2 and 3. This was American 2, actually Final Fantasy 4. Yeah, it's hard to. For sure, for sure. Got him. We got 2 treasure chests. Y'all, I don't really think of myself as a completionist. Oh, we got a new sword. We love it. A dark sword with a sharpened blade. But I may very well go full completionist this game. This way leads outside. The monster lies in the cave beyond. Use a tent outside if you must. You got it. Again, tents restore your HP and your MP, something that never was possible in Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 inside a dungeon. And so they're like, we want you to be ready for this boss fight. And because of that, the boss fights are a little bit more difficult in this game, or they can be. I say that, we really struggle with Final Fantasy 3's final boss. Okay, time for the tents. That was beautiful. All right, we're gonna save it. And then we're gonna go in here real quick. Hey Fitz, we're about to hear a boss battle theme, and I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. He's down there. And so we jump off the waterfall as you do, you know? Oh, God. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Fitz. I'm glad. Toadger. Oh, man. It's a combination of a toad and an ogre. Oh man, oh man. Oh, he turned me into... No! Oh, no, 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 no. Crap. I need them to turn her not into a toad. Oh, crap. Do I have a maiden's kiss? I think I do. Oh, man. So there's a... Right down here, okay. Hades gloves, Hades helm. Love it. So one of the key pieces here is that Cecil is what's called a Dark Knight. He uses darkness and shadow and basically kind of this murky dark magic in order to, you know, bring destruction and murder entire towns and stuff. He's been trained in it by the King of Baron. I think that's a really interesting piece of this because you're, like, this is the first Final Fantasy, maybe the only Final Fantasy where, I mean, you're playing as the villain, basically. Like, you're on the bad guy's side. And then he gains a little bit of a conscience. And, I don't know, I think it's one of the really cool ways. I mean, how bold of Final Fantasy to start a game out by slaughtering an entire town of mages, defenseless mages, at the hand of your protagonist. And it's like, oh yeah, you're going to play as this guy. Oh, Rydia learned Toad. Good. I think that's such a bold and cool narrative move. Let's see. I think we're good. Okay, here we go. It's boss fight time. Aranea as... Yeah, kind of an Aranea as the main character. That's a fair assessment. I hate these little guys. Tiny mages. I also hate Sahagins. It's a really cool thing in this game, and I mean, Fitz, you haven't been here from the very beginning, but we've met 5 characters, and each of those characters thus far is more well-rounded and better developed than any of the characters that we had in Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, even in 2, where the characters were named. to me, that's what made me fall in love with this. I think it probably is what made me a humanities guy. Not only did this game really give me a mastery of reading and learning and stuff, but it like gave me this love for narratives that I still have. I don't know. Let's give old Codger over here an ether. And let's give Radio 1 while we're at it. That's probably enough, right? Let's go. All right, boss battle theme. Fitz, get ready. There he is. Oh, absolutely, Fitz. Watch out! Heck yeah, let's go! Baby! Let's chocobo kick him. Octomammoth. That's good. Man, I love it. Like his sprite changes based on how much damage we do to him. Y'all, isn't this song just a banger? Oh my gosh, so good. Ah, so good. Ah, God, I think this might be my favorite boss battle music so far. Out of all 4 Final Fantasies so far, this is, God, what a freaking bop, you guys! I love it. Yeah. They had to do something special for 4, you know? 1, 2, and 3 were 8-bit, but 16-bit actually sounded good on the Super Nintendo. And like they've just jacked it up even more for Pixel Remaster. I love it. Excellent. He's weakening. Yeah. Let's hit him with darkness. And let's heal us. No, don't hit Rydia, my daughter. God, what a freaking banger. I love this song. I gotta admit, at the gym today, I was doing power cleans, and the entire time I did them, I was listening to this soundtrack, and I was like, let's freaking go. People in the gym were like, what? Wade seems more amped than usual. Bye, Octomammoth. Goodbye. Come now, Damsian is beyond this waterfall. God, so dope. Octagon. Octo-Wrath Traveler, more like. Okay, let's go up here. You guys. Here come the Red Wings. Oh, no. Hexblade Warlock? Nice. Okay, so the Red Wings just destroyed Damsian. Oh, this is good music. Hey, folks, give me 30 seconds. I'm going to let my dogs outside. Want to go outside? Yeah. I'll be right back, everybody. I can actually still talk to you for a second, though. All right, I am back. Ooh, listen to this song. He is very dead. Oh man, look at the smoke here. This is crazy looking. It did not look like this on the Super Nintendo. God, this is beautiful. And also tragic. They stole the crystal. So that's another big point if you're just tuning in. The reason Cecil destroyed this town of Massidia earlier at the very beginning of the game is because Baron, the kingdom of Baron, wanted to steal their crystal, and they did. And it seems like they've done it again with Damcyan as well. The bombardment was too much. God, oh my God, this is so good. Got a tent. Oh, the healing pots upstairs. I must. The bombardment was too much. Oh, you guys, this part. Is that? It is Anna. Here's his daughter. You're that bard. Anna ran away because of you. Huh? Ugh! You spoony bard! Spoony bard is one of the greatest lines in all of Final Fantasy. I'm glad they kept that. Die! Please, listen! Oh. Shut up! That's what they call it. You spoony bard. Forgive me, please. Take this! I love that this old man is just bludgeoning this bard with with his staff. Father, stop! Anna. Oh, Anna, I'm so glad to see you again. Father, Edward is the Prince of Damcyan. Forgive me for running away, but Edward and I are in love. Still, I knew I couldn't find happiness without your consent. I was on my way home when we were attacked by Baron's Red Wings and their commander, Golbez. I've never heard of Golbez before. Who is he? I don't know. All I know is that his strength was beyond words. But why did they attack Damcyan? Captain, I'm glad that you made it for Spoony Bard. I'm also glad that they kept that in. But why did they attack Damcyan? They wanted the crystal, and they spared no one to get it. My mother, my father, even Anna shielded me from their arrows. You love him enough to give up your own life? Father, forgive me. Edward, I love you. Anna! Oh, you guys. Anna? Anna! Damn you, Golbez. Who is that monster anyway? What do you know about him? I hear he arrived in Baron one day and became the new leader of the Red Wings. He leads them in their mission to plunder the crystals. Sniff. Stop your sniveling. That will not bring Anna back. Golbez of Baron, I shall take his life with my own 2 hands. Tella, wait. You can't possibly go alone. Sheesh. I will kill Golbez on my own. I don't need your help. I don't need anyone's help. Tella has left the party. Anna! Stop crying. Rydia has had enough. You're a grown-up. You're not supposed to cry. I lost my mom, but I'm not going to cry anymore. Rydia. Alright, see if it's... I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm staying here with Anna. I will never leave her side. Oh God, he hit him! Ah! That's enough. You're now the rightful ruler of Damcyan, so start acting like it. You owe it to your people, and you owe it to Anna. Your Majesty, my name is Cecil, and I need your help. Why should I help you? My friend in Capo is suffering from desert fever. I need to get the sand ruby to save her. Can you help me? What is her name? Rosa. She's very dear to you, isn't she? Like Anna was to me. You can find the sand ruby in the antlion cave, which lies to the east. The ruby forms from the fluid that the antlion secretes when it lays eggs. Y'all, that sentence probably blew my mind when I was 8 years old. Secretes, I mean, they're just like bodily things. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I learned so much. We can cross the shallows in my hovercraft to reach the cave. After we acquire the sand ruby, we can cross the shallows once more to Capo. Desert Fever, let us be on our way. Prince Edward has joined the party. Now, everybody, it's good to have a new party member, but Edward is also what we call worthless. It's a problem. Goodbye, Anna. Yeah, Captain, one of the funniest things that we've seen, like, so Rosa's sick in Capo, and as you're exploring that town, right next to her bed is a bookshelf, and there's a guy that says, she has desert fever, it can only be cured with a sand ruby, and a book behind him says, Sand Ruby, the cure for desert fever. It is amazing. Look at this hovercraft. Also, look how high that hovercraft is hovering. It's like a airship. Yeah, his defining ability is hiding during battle. We don't love it. Oh man, did they give me It is a helicopter. I mean, look at this guy. He's just flying. So now with the hovercraft, we can go across these shallows. If we find the right shallows, that is. Like right up here. Yeah. Captain, how do you feel about the music thus far? I feel like this is a great rendition of the main theme. I love it. Ah, the antlion cave. Potion. Yikes. Oh, look at freaking Edward over there. Sing. Let's sing. No effect. He's terrible. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the music is just like next level in this game. They really turned it up after the first 3 pixel remasters, I think. Like, so good. They were great too, but let's attack. Unsuccessfully. Rydia's starting to hold her own though. We love that. It's a shame Fitz isn't here as a musician himself. He could really relate to Edward. I don't know if Fitz runs and hides from battle, but let's come down here. Is he really? Oh my gosh. That's shocking to me. I personally do mean that Edward is useless, but so if you notice, compared to previous games where you kind of have a static party, Final Fantasy II not so much. In Final Fantasy IV, the story dictates who is in your party. And it also dictates which jobs you have. I think this is really interesting because in Final Fantasy III, pretty impressive for its time because, you know, it has these kind of intricate job systems and you can choose your job based on what's needed. In this game, though, because the plot dictates who is in your party at any given time, the battles in the dungeons are created in such a way that they challenge the jobs that you have available to you, rather than your organization of the party. I think that is, I don't know, I love that. It's almost like the game designers have custom made this. Oh my gosh. Sing, Edward, sing. They custom make dungeons and battles to challenge and also have relevance to the party of jobs that you currently have. I think that's really cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that the Pixel remasters have the extra in-game content. I'm pretty sure they don't. I love the trumpet flare at the beginning of battle. Dope. Gold needle. Also, the dungeons in this game aren't terribly long. They are longer than Final Fantasy III had, but they're not annoying. Song of Enticement. It's so funny playing this game like now as an adult, just because this cave particularly gave me fits when I was eight years old. Lamia's harp. A tempting melody that may cause confusion. We love it. Captain, this one, you know exactly how much I've played, having played it before. This version is spectacular. The translation, the music, everything feels just fresh and fluid, and it is phenomenal. This game was pretty hard for an 8-year-old. I mean, like I've said, I've played this game with my dad, and he was not really much of a gamer. He's not much of a gamer, I guess. But he, we did a lot of leveling and grinding, to make it a little bit easier. This part, the boss in this particular dungeon gave me major fits, and then, there's a spot a little bit later on that was also really, really difficult that I just hated. Ah, treasures. Phoenix down. Ether. Emergency exit. Good. They know that I'm gonna die a lot with Edward in the party, so let's hit that tent. Everybody sound still doing okay? Just wanted to check the audio. I've got nerves after last week. That's awesome. Yeah, I really like this mic. I was unsure how a wireless headset would do, but I'm a big fan. Bum, 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 bum. Hey everybody, if you were just tuning in, somebody reminded me a little bit earlier that it has been over a month since I've been an affiliate, which is awesome. But also, that may mean that your subscription has expired. Would love for you to hit me back up with that subscription or Prime sub, whatever you do. Would love for you to resub. In the next month, not only are we getting new emotes, but we are also going to be getting our own Discord chat for subs, all that kind of stuff. So really, really hope that you'll join in, kind of try to build this community up a little bit. Dan, it was so many problems. I can't even identify just one. There was a bad cable. The microphone was wonky itself. The USB hub that I used, there was a power issue from the USB port to powering that thing, and the external AC/DC adapter that I had for power just was not, I was missing a part to it. So there were several things that all added up to my own personal hell, to be honest. Yeah, the cable, among many other things. It was so annoying. Yeah, no. I'm not getting an XLR mic. I'm getting this one right here. This is what I love right here. And it cleaned up some of my cables. So, love that. And it doesn't seem to be giving me any problems, so... Oh, he's turning himself to stone. I love that. I got a Corsair headset. What is a Corsair? I don't know what model it was. But I really like it, I'll tell you that. It wasn't the most expensive, but it was kind of the mid-grade, about $50 or so less than the highest one they had at Best Buy. I'm a big fan of it. I can like send you exactly what it is if you really want to know. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Spyrus. And this one's doing just fine for me, so heck yeah, Rydia. Oh, that's awesome, Dan. That's awesome. Okay, this is the boss battle that gave me absolute nightmares and fits. This is where the antlion lays its eggs. Eek! It's okay, antlions are quite tame. They don't attack people. Here, I'll demonstrate by taking the sand ruby, like so. Ah! Come on, we have to help him. Let's go. This is for 8-year-old me. Let's hit him with Chocobo. Look at that goofy humanoid crab thing. Not a fan of him. Chocobo beats antlion crab. Notice that one of Edward's stupid abilities is to run and hide. I don't have a lot of patience for cowardice. All right, Rydia. Man, Rydia is such a good member of this party. He really doesn't seem that difficult as an adult. Especially since I know how to use ethers and stuff. Oh my gosh, take that. Redemption from me as a little kid. Redemption. I know I made a big deal out of that boss, but he was nothing. We got the sand ruby. Let's go save our girlfriend. How could this happen? They've always been totally harmless. Monsters are growing in number of late, and their behavior is changing as well. I can't help but feel this is some kind of sign. Come on, let's go cure Rosa. Right, let's go. Alright, let's cure Rosa. And how about we leave? I think Rydia has... No. Oh, she does. Warp. Let's go. Oh, nice, Dan. Can we do it again? Back to the previous floor? Is it the upper one? No, it's just the one you just left from. That's annoying. So we'll make our way out. It really is. I think you can change that in the options, but I don't know why you would. I guess in the old one, it just gave you your current HP rather than like showing your max HP, so you never really knew how much you had left, right? I think that's right. Da, 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 da. Ah, Rydia. Okay, Edward's kind of growing on me. He's not nearly as terrible as I remember him being. Ah, that's the save point. Feeling bold. No save point. We'll walk around as Edward now. Nice. I do love Edward's model, though. He looks a little bit cooler than he did in the original. An 8-year-old did not care about status effects. I can vouch for that. An 8-year-old also didn't care about healing. Made things very, very difficult. Also didn't really understand ethers and magic point management. And yet, it was one of my favorite games. In fact, it was the second Super Nintendo game that I ever got. I'd played to exhaustion Super Mario World, and it was awesome. But I remember my dad and I went to a Video Express, I think, Video Express or Movie Gallery or something like that, and we found this game and thought it was pretty cool. And I actually remember I didn't really understand load game and like saved games and stuff at that point. So when I rented the game, someone had already gotten to the final dungeon. And let me just hop in. And so I played a little bit of the final dungeon, had no idea what was going on, and it got wiped. But when I first played the game, rental-wise, I think I got maybe to the antlion that we just beat, and then we had to return the game, and I loved it so much, and my dad and I played it so much that he went out and bought it for me. So I think that they might have taken out a bunch of items and status effects. Yeah, because, you know, Americans are dumb like that, so we couldn't possibly understand. Okay, let's go save our girlfriend with my new bard friend. And also my new orphan girl. Okay, we know. Cecil. Hey, girl. Rosa. Bomb ring. I still have the bomb ring. I should definitely give that away. Sand ruby. Rosa is exposed to the light of the sand ruby. Dang! Sand ruby did some work. Oh, Dan. So true. Oh. Cecil! You're alive, thank goodness. How do you feel? I'm fine, but I thought I'd lost you. They told me you died in mist when the earthquake hit. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Rosa, where's Golbez? It really is beautiful. Wait till you see Rosa's full model. It's really cool. He's the new captain of the Red Wings, appointed by the king himself. But the king has been acting strangely. I believe Golbez is manipulating him to collect the crystals for himself. With Mysidia's water crystal in hand, he'll surely go after the others. The fire crystal of Damcian, the wind crystal of Fable, and the earth crystal of Troya. The fire crystal has already fallen into his hands. Let me introduce you. Edward is the prince of Damcian. Rydia is a summoner from Mist. I killed her mother, Rosa. I wouldn't have been able to help get the sand ruby and cure your fever without their help. Hi there. Hello, Rydia. Thank you both so much. Cecil, after Damcian, Fable must be their next target. We must... Cough, cough, cough. You have to rest now, don't worry. We'll go to Fable. Sadly, the trail to Fable is blocked by thick ice. Rydia, can you cast fire? Yeah, about that. No. Fire is one of the most elementary of black magic spells. As a summoner, you... Rosa, stop. You're in no condition to come with us. I'll be alright, really. On my honor as a white mage, I promise I won't be a burden. Rosa only wishes to be with you, Cecil. Alright, we'll go together. Just make sure you get plenty of rest tonight. Thank you. White Mage Rosa joined the party. We love it. We love it. That night. Do you see the theatrical influence from the writing scenario, the scenario writer? It's like, meanwhile, that night. Oh, you guys, look. Can tell it's nighttime by the blue filter. Listen to that harp music. Anna, I miss you so much. Ah! This part wasn't super easy when I was a kid because Edward was terrible, but... But not this time. Edward! Anna! You must fight, Edward. Anna, your sprite gotta glow up. Believe in yourself. Anna. I must have been severely underleveled as a kid playing this, because, like, I am rolling this stuff. Ugh. I remember dying to this guy so many times as a kid. Oh, Anna. This can't be. I must leave this world for a better place. No, don't go. I can't live without you. You mustn't let Golbez have the crystals. Fight for your people. Care for them as you did for me. Yes, I'll do it. I'll fight. But how can I stop him? I don't know what I should do. All set. You're only here a short while, but you've come to feel like a daughter to me. Come back anytime. Oh, here's that bookshelf. Sand Ruby, the cure for desert fever. God, I love it. You must be Cecil. You take good care of her. She sure seems to care about you a lot. She does. Let's look at her sprite now. Yeah, her sprite looks so much better than it did in the old version. I love that. Then there's her artwork. Also, we are not putting her on the front row. That's a terrible idea. Let's see. We'll put her there and Edward. There's just gonna be a gap. Okay, this is good. And then we're gonna, there we go. Now Cecil's the only one in the front. That's good. It's a team of casters, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do. Alright, let's see if we can buy some armor for Rosa. Oh, that's a good sprite too. The battle sprite for Rosa, that looks great. That's really cool. She kind of has a Celis vibe from Final Fantasy VI. Cool. Ah, Rosa. Okay, so now we are going to the town of Fable, or the Kingdom of Fable, to try to protect their crystal. The Fire Crystal, I think? No, Damsium was the Fire Crystal. So this is the Earth Crystal, maybe? I don't know. They said it. I've forgotten. Okay, now I do remember that this next part was absolutely a pain for me. I died so many times as a little boy. Rydia, can you try casting the fire spell? What's wrong? Give it a try. I know you can do it. No. I hate fire. That's right. Her village was destroyed by fire when... Rydia, you're the only one who can melt this ice. If we don't get to Fable, more people will be in danger. Please, Rydia, it's time to be brave. Time to be brave. Please, Rydia, you must. It's kind of cool how in the game, like... You know, you earn these spells through leveling up and stuff. And Rydia starts with 0 spells, but then she quickly learns Blizzard and Thunder, even Toad and Warp. But she doesn't learn Fire, which Rosa says is the most basic of fire spells. I think it's incredible how they do that in the battle system as sort of this just like subtle storytelling. Really cool. Fire! Heck yeah. Yeah, look at that melted ice. Rydia has learned fire. Big moment. Big moment. Rydia, that was incredible. Hee hee. She's such a kid. I knew you could do it. Thank you, Rydia. Heck yeah, Rydia, in honor of that, you get to be our lead. Dang, I like this song. This is good. Oh, I hate these guys. We can pray. Heck yeah. Look at us. Dream team over here. Okay, treasure chests. Oh man, this is a great view. We'll save in a minute. Got a tent. A potion. Cockatrice. We'll pray. We'll see what pray does. If it's improved at all. Oh, pray did it. All right. Prayer unanswered. Oh no. That sucks. Dang it, Rosa. Pray harder. Rosa learned life. That's good. Okay, we will save. I'm not going to use a tent. I don't think we need one yet. Amen. What a country song, Hi Utes. Song of Enticement. Ba 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 ba. Pretty good. Keep attacking. Nice, got him. Rydia is so cute. Sweet little girl. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Interesting commentary. Let's use our new fire spell. Well, it wasn't super effective, but she's just a little girl. We'll give her a break. Prayer unanswered. Why don't we use the bow and arrow on this cockatrice? Heck yeah, that did a lot of damage. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, get that gargoyle too. Edward continuing to be worthless. Leave it to Cecil. Oh, Rosalind Protect. We love that. Holy Arrow. Nice. Okay, so maybe I was wrong about this. I thought... What's up, Bricks? Good to see you, good to see you. I really thought that you had to purchase individual arrows in this game, but apparently you can just purchase one and then that's it. It's like a quiver of them. What's going on here? Oh, you guys, this is the part I died on when I was 8 so many times. That Garb, he's one of Fable's monks. Yeah! Heck yes! Look at this guy. Yeah! Oh my gosh. This guy rules. He's taking them all on by himself. That was a big kick. Nice. Nice. Come on, Yang. Yeah, that's what I was remembering. That's what I was remembering, Captain. Yeah. I don't hate this change. Good grief, that's no normal bomb. We have to help him. Thanks, Rydia. Rydia's probably the same age as I was when I played this game for the first time. Focus? Oh, what is Gird? I don't remember Gird. But I'll do it. Protect everybody. Hit him with Blizzard. No, let's hit him with... Yeah, let's Blizzard. That's true. She do. Let's attack. Oh, good hit. Let's Chocobo him. Oh, he's a mom bomb. Ow, 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 ow. I'm gonna blow. Well, then we are gonna heal. Oh, no! That actually hurt a lot. Nice. Heck yeah. Got him. And we get to meet a new friend. You have my gratitude. Yang is my name. I am the High Monk of Fable. I came here to train with my men, but all were killed by a swarm of beasts. They were Fable's finest monks. My name is Cecil. We bring urgent news to Fable. A villain named Golbez is using Baron's power to seize the world's crystals for himself. Then he covets our wind crystal as well. There is no doubt he already took the crystal of Damcian with ease. Fable may be next to fall. Then the odds are against us. The only monks left in the castle are students. They stand little chance against Baron's forces. I'd assume Golbez was behind the monster attack that killed your men, and almost killed you. Then their assault is imminent. I must go. We will go with you to Fable. You may need our help. I'm grateful. However, this matter does not concern you. It concerns us all. You see, I'm the Prince of Damcian. Rosa and I are citizens of Baron, and this girl is but one victim of our kingdom's recent attacks that I myself led. Yikes. Awkward, Rydia. I see. Then I humbly accept your assistance. Let's go. We haven't much time. Fable lies to the east of these mountains. Monk Yang has joined the party. Y'all, I love Yang. Yang is one of my top characters in this game. I love it. Heck yeah. It's weird that when given the option, I pressed optimal or optimized armor and weapons, and it swapped his claw, the fire claw on his right hand for his left hand. I think that's odd. It's nice to have two attackers now. Go back to Cecil here. All right, here we go, here we go. Now that we've got Kick, we should be able to take care of these guys pretty quickly. God, we are destroying these guys. Yeah, they definitely changed the bow and arrow from like a consumable quantity to infinite arrows. I don't hate it. Quite a journey through these mountains. Here we are. Got him. All right, here's the town, Fable. Let's save real quick. All right, folks, we're going to go through this castle, then we're going to call it a night and pick back up next week. Master Yang, the king wishes to see you. Ah, I love this. These monks. Master Yang, to the king. We'll let Yang be the lead for a minute. Love his model. It's great. Our best soldiers were annihilated? Impossible. Our best soldiers? Oh, we gotta buy some weapons, right? Fire Claw. How about also a Thunder Claw? We have so much armor. Demon Helm. Love that. Anybody in here? We can buy some more Phoenix Downs. Not that it seems like we need them. I say that. Watch the difficulty spike. Spike is all green. I think we're good on everything else. Do we need... Yeah, let's rest real quick. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll see. All set. Man, I love Yang's sprite. It's so good. I also like being able to lean back on stream now with this headless mic headset, wireless headset. Y'all, this is just so pretty. It's the little flourishes, like the water reflections, the kind of light emitting from the fires. It's really cool. I heard you were attacked on Mount Hobbs. Did you sustain any injuries? No. No, we good, man. Master, I wasn't sleeping. I was meditating. I like that guy. Man after my own heart. Hey, it's another dancer. Yeah, we want to see you dance. Oh! Haha! What the? Yeah. I like this dancing, man. What a shock! Yeah. I did not remember that dancer became went from woman to man. Interesting. Master Yang, I hear some bad guys are coming. I hope you beat them to a pulp. With the monks to protect us, we'll be safe as long as we stay inside the castle. Master Yang, how did the training go? Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. We killed everybody. Got a tent. Hello. This is the king's chamber. And now I'm in the king's bed. I could have rested there. Wow. Speaking my language, yeah. That's a shocker for a 1992 game. Zeus's Wrath. Bomb Fragment, Antarctic Wind, Potion. Yeah, let's just steal everything from these guys. The infirmary is ready for anything. Well, I hope you are. Where you been? Off loafing, I'll bet. This is my wife. Darling Cecil and his companions came to my aid on Mount Hobbs. Well, that was mighty kind of you. Hey, hon, don't you have some place you gotta be? I heard the king's waiting for you. I like the arrangement of their beds. That is hilarious. Okay, weird. Whatever. Okay, to the king. All right, here we go. Ooh, nice gray Blackbeard. Yang, at last you have arrived, or returned. Sire, we must prepare for battle. Baron is poised to attack and steal our crystal. How do you know this? These two are citizens of Baron. They came to warn us. And the others? Sire, we haven't much time. The castle's defenses must be tightened immediately. Yang, can we trust this dark knight and his companions? I believe so. They risked their lives to help me. We must hurry. Please. Thanks, Rosa. It's an honor to see you again. Prince Edward! Sire, Baron's fleet decimated Damcyan and claimed our crystal not long ago. Many died, including my parents and my beloved. Damcyan's tragedy must not be repeated. I understand. Forgive my suspicions. Yang, mobilize the men for battle. Prince Edward, Dark Knight, will you help us defend Fable? Y'all, this is a pretty cool part of the game. They have already offered to help, Sire. We will join the forward guards by the main gate. Very well. Would the mages assist our medic? Yes, sire. Fable's fate rests in your hands. May we be victorious. As you command. We will assemble at the main gate. Cecil, come back safely. Rydia, take care of Rosa for me. Sexist. Let the women fight. We actually need a good healer. Here they come. Okay, y'all, here comes the battle, the war. Attack! Kind of interesting that Cecil's fighting against his own people here. Charge! Good, got him. Easy. The Red Wings. Oh no, the Red Wings are bombing them. Yeah. Ow, hit Cecil and Yang pretty hard there. We can't hold them back. Retreat into the castle. Nice little spin jump twist. We are severely outnumbered. I should not have let you help. This is our fight too, and it's far from over. But they're coming. All right, let's go. Let's kill these guys. I like that all of the other people are definitely not helping us. Very good. Oh no! They murdered our other friends. Fall back! Is it the throne hall just behind us? We must hold them here. The king has already retreated to safety with the women and children. It's our duty to lure the enemy away. And crush them. I like you, Yang. I like you. Like the way you think. Coward. Retreating. Speaking of, let's retreat. Let's get out of here. Damn you, Baron. The door's bolted. We can make our last stand here. Where's the crystal kept? In a vault above here. The door has been unlocked. You traitor! What are you doing? He's one of them. Not today. A gargoyle. Hey, Bricks, it's your guy. Come on, let's go, let's go. Good hits, everyone, except Edward. Let's go, let's go. We're outnumbered. Withdraw to the vault. Edward, no. We gotta protect Edward. Coward. Uh-oh. Come on. Let's go, let's go. I love those drums there. That's cool. Oh, the crystal. Here we go. Ugh! It's been a while. Kane, you're alive. So it would seem. We'll talk later. For now, we have some fighting to do. Indeed. Are you ready to face me, Cecil? What are you saying? Ready your sword. Kane! Ready your sword, fool. Kane. Save your breath. He jumps. Ow. Ugh. This is one of those fights that you just kind of feel bad doing it because, you know, it's your buddy. Also, you miss. Come on, man. Missed again. This is it, Cecil. Ah. Has Golbez poisoned your mind too? Have you any final words? Stop! No! Rosa! Kane, you of all people. No, Why do you hesitate, Kane? Y'all, here's our villain. Bring in the villain. You can tell from the ominous organ music that this is the real villain. Golbez! So you're Golbez. And you must be Cecil. Never hesitate to kill Kane. Now see how it's done. Cecil! No! Silence! Nice lightning bolt. Kane, get the crystal. Yes, sire. God, his theme is so good. Kane, please. Rosa, no. Oh, is this woman important to you? Then I shall take her with me to raise the stakes. Until we meet again. Come, Kane. That's 3 crystals down. So you won't be so lucky next time. Dang. Wait. Rydia. Cure! Feeling better? I thank you, Rydia. The crystal is gone. I've failed. And Rosa is gone too. Listen to this sad version of the main theme. So we have to go help her and get back the crystals while we're at it. She's right. We have no time for moping. Cecil, it's our turn to assist you. But for now, let us heal our wounds. Thank you. Man. It's tragic, really, because, you know, it's his best friend, it's his girlfriend, his beloved, he calls her. And so it's a defeat. Emotionally, it's a defeat in many different ways. It's wild. The king rests in his chamber. He suffered some injuries during the attack. But first, can we steal from him is the real question. Spider Silk, Demon Shield, and Ether. Could have used that Demon Shield earlier. Maybe in that fight with Kane. Please go get some rest at the inn. We will guard the castle. Okay. If only we were stronger. Relatable. Rest here tonight. Please let us know if you need anything. Yeah, let's do it. To fight Golbez, we'll need an airship, but Baron is the only kingdom that has them. Then we must sneak into Baron and borrow one. Baron's main force is the Red Wings, so its naval power is relatively weak. We might be able to slip in via a water route. Then we need a boat. Thank you, Rydia. I will ask the king for a ship tomorrow morning. Thank you, Yang. By the way, who was that dragoon? His name is Kane. He used to be my best friend, but he's no longer the man I knew. Perhaps you'll find your answers in Baron. For now, we should rest. Until tomorrow, then. Okay. I see. I will arrange a ship for you right away. Yang, accompany Cecil and help him any way you can. Cecil, take this sword. It belonged to a dark knight who came to Fable many years ago. The sword exudes tremendous force, but it is still a weapon of darkness. Darkness can never prevail over true evil. But I have every faith that you will slay Golbez. Received Deathbringer. Go to the harbor to the east as soon as you are prepared. A ship awaits you there. Golbez must be stopped. If he acquires all the crystals, the world will be thrust into an unprecedented crisis. I'm counting on you. Alright, well, let's talk to the lady. The king was once a famous monk. No need to worry. Yeah. So now we leave. I will pray for your safety. I hope that guy was sleeping throughout that entire battle. Up and around and down. We will guard Fable with our lives. I bet you will. Alright, let's hop on this boat and then we will call it a night. Good luck, y'all. Take care of yourselves and kick some backside for me. With pleasure. Keep your chin up, Cecil. You'll get her back in no time. We'll do our best. Thanks, Yang's wife. I trust you'll look after everything in my stead. You bet. I love you, you big lunkhead. Man, lunkhead, what a term of endearment. You big lunkhead. You must be Cecil. I heard you smack the hell out of those barren lovelies. Sit back, matey, and enjoy the ride. Alright. Are they, Spyrus? Anchors away! Aye, aye, Captain. They're about to heat up right here for us. Sailing, sailing. Sailing, sailing. Vibing to that music. Oh, look at that wake. Oh, that looks so good. What will we do once we arrive at Baron? We have to meet Sid, Baron's chief airship engineer. He'll help us. I only hope the man you speak of is safe. Are you cold? You're shaking. It's fine. It's nothing. What's going on? Y'all, this is a good part. This will be our climax for the night. Oh, dang, look at that. Shiver me timbers! Holy mackerel! It's the ruler of the deep! No, no! It's Leviathan! Dang, look at this. That's some incredible sprite work. I love that. We're freaking out. We're freaking out. Change courses. Oh! Rydia! Rydia, Yang! Ugh. Edward. God, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, a whirlpool. That looks so good. All alone on the beach. Oh, oh my gosh. Where am I? Rydia? Edward? Yang? Where is everyone? So, This is a good stopping place. Before we end, I want to talk to you a little bit about just, a brief bit about this story thus far. One of the reasons that this story was so compelling to me when I was a kid and even now is because truly, you have a story here where you are focused on the bad guy. You are the bad guy. You start out by slaughtering an entire town of innocent mages. And then you're dealing with the repercussions of that. As Cecil, a dark knight who's learned the powers of darkness in order to be this warrior on behalf of this kingdom of Baron, you are going around doing his bidding, stealing crystals, the life force of the planet, and you are using your position of power to basically rule terror over the world. What this game does so well is it puts you in these situations that you don't want to be in. And you carry this guilt with you for the first opening hours of this game. And though you meet people, sometimes they betray you, and sometimes there's nothing you can do to help them, like Anna, Edward's beloved, his girlfriend, fiance, whatever. What strikes me most about this is that it speaks to me as a 38-year-old very differently than it did as an 8-year-old. As an 8-year-old, I had a concept of good and evil and all that kind of stuff, but I was mostly on the side of good, right? But anybody that's lived any amount of time, any substantial amount of time, can tell you that sometimes good and evil are kind of murky. What I love about this story is that it asks a basic question, and that question is, can you come back from the worst things you've ever done? Can you leave darkness and do something different? And so, on this cliffhanger, that's really where we go. Cecil is alone on this journey now. His friends have all been lost, killed at sea, and he is all by himself. This story has so many more twists and turns as we get going, and I cannot wait to play it with you more. As we close tonight, thank you so much for joining us. It is so fun to share with you one of my favorite games of all time, and I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I am. Hope that you're vibing to the music like I am, but also I hope that the story also makes us think about some things. If you haven't followed or subscribed, hope that you will do that. If your subscription has lapsed and you need to resub, I would love to get that sub from you for the next month as well. So if you haven't done so, remember to do that, and stay tuned for more Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster next week. And with that, y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you soon. Have a good night.